In the last episode.
The only conclusion possible is that Counselor Dean is responsible.
What? My word.
That leaves us only one option, I'm afraid. Liam.
What are you doing? Wait, stop!
Poor dear Counselor Dean.
Now let's watch Mr. Ran bite it.
The only conclusion possible is that Ron Schumann is responsible.
What? My word.
Ron, is this true?
What? No! He's lying! Someone pay him to frame me!
I trust Regis's judgment.
As do I.
Dr. Regis is a man of good character.
That leaves us only one option, I'm afraid. Liam.
What are you doing?
Wait, stop!
Ah!
Poor dear Mr. Ron. Tragically thrown from the building by the blast.
You're completely insane.
The uptake reports came in. Looks like there was a 99.1% volume of new code in the Embryo.
Oh, that's fantastic. We'll have a viable specimen for testing within days.
Yeah, and it wouldn't have had the same kind of uptake if it was one of the brain-dead ones. So, how did you manage to score these full-scope human embryos?
It would have taken months to get approval from the city council, so we used our own.
Yours. You and Charlie.
They're healthy, and they've got all the right uptake markers.
Oh, I'm just kind of surprised Charlie agreed to it, given his previous line of work and all. You have told him, haven't you?
I was going to find a way.
That explains why he's on the warpath, then.
Oh, nuke me. How did he find out?
Vicky!
Uh-oh.
Dr. Chigwa, may I speak to my wife?
Charlie, you better not...
Get out! Dr. Baxter just congratulated me on what a noble gesture I was making for science. Apparently, we volunteered our own embryos for gengineering.
I'm sorry I hadn't told you yet. Dr. Vargas was having enough trouble stalling the council. We needed to start showing results, so I made the decision for both of us.
You didn't think I'd object if I knew beforehand?
Well, no. Using our own embryos was the right thing to do to keep the project afloat.
You have no idea what I'm upset about.
Sure I do. It's not as if we're bringing the embryos to term. Their lives aren't going to be affected by the alterations we're making.
We've already affected them by using them in this role.
We're only using one, maybe two of the embryos we've got for the project. The other 4 are still stored at Alrecis.
It's not a matter of whether we can make more or not. We could have thousands of embryos on standby. It'd still be wrong.
It's not the fact that we're engineering human embryos. It's that there are embryos.
I spent 2 years weaponizing children. The fact that they were destined, doomed to a purpose.
It's one thing to have your life affected by a quirk of genetics, but when you've been deliberately altered before birth to fit a role...
I'd hoped that I'd escaped it, but seeing it with our own kids, it's just...
I understand, Charlie. I'll talk to Dr. Vargas about it.
He won't be happy. It sounds like he was counting on this.
You'll just have to deal with it.
And welcome back to Technobabylon. Now I have had recently some major computer issues, as in my hard drive failed, so I kinda lost-ish my footage of this. I've already played through the game. I got one ending, but unfortunately the audio files got screwed up and I have to play it again, which, well, I like the game so I don't mind, but yeah, that's what happened recently. Hey, look at that. Through the damage, you can make out an itinerary, some long-expired special offers, and a message where somebody's hacked the text to display rude, ashy drawings. You know, like everybody does. Everybody does it, okay?
To have a power switch or any kinds of controls accessible from out here.
So that means we have to use the trusty crowbar. There we go.
Oh, damn it. Why did it have to break tonight?
I'm sorry, dude.
I can reach it, but he'd notice pretty quickly if I just took it.
Okay, so we have to spike his coffee, basically.
What do I look like, an engineer?
I wrecked his aircon. Okay. Oh, we can do this forever. Okay. Even though I played through this section of the game before, it doesn't mean I remember how to do the puzzles very well. Only vaguely.
Hello?
We're closed.
Can I just...
No, go away.
But
You don't even...
No, it's too hot to argue.
it's too hot to argue. Can I make it hotter? I really don't remember how I got in. Damn it.
I can't make that work.
A map of the world showing destinations serviced by Xanadu Air Freight, or at least they used to be. Because this is a front for something else.
Hey, authorized personnel only.
Okay. How do I mess with your coffee? Apparently the man at the desk is making up for the chill of the air conditioner with a mug of something hot. How is that helping? So it's too hot, but you're drinking hot coffee. Alright. A hypodermic injector gun, still holding a few milliliters of powerful anesthetic. Alright. He might notice me though. If I put it in... Oh, okay. Or maybe not. Taking care to ensure that the guard doesn't see you, you squeeze a few drops of tranquilizer from the injector into the coffee. And sleepy time. That's a good buddy. Okay.
Hello? Guess that tranquilizer did its job.
Yep, it sure did. Can I connect to him?
It's amazing how many people don't put enough security on their Gibsons. They assume they've got enough willpower to stop intruders on their own.
So it's a matter of willpower to stop people? And, you know, some basic security, like, maybe they get, like, personalized antiviruses or something. Ah, this. I remember this. This is for the next part. Ah, a code. I have to convince him to give me the code. It's all coming back to me. Alright, so I have Jahilia, Jinsil.
Salam, Mandela.
Hi.
I'm pretty much there.
I'm finally at the site. You were right. I can feel the connection.
That is good to hear. You managed to avoid detection in your journey?
Yeah, nobody noticed me. Just some thrall wandering the southwest city. What is it you need me to do here?
We have the ID for their system, but are unable to access it. You must get close enough to it to act as a relay point.
Then your tech teams break into it and find out what their plans are?
Exactly.
I can sense the signal you've mentioned. I've got a visual representation in my trance hub.
Good. You'll know how close you are to your goal.
If they're trying to hide, why are they broadcasting like this?
Like much of hacking, we must look for mistakes our target makes. What you sense is not intentional on their part.
Oh, so it's seepage? Like inter-system connections they haven't noticed?
Precisely. Many of their own devices communicate wirelessly. Their attempt at security involves limiting the range. They therefore avoid attacks from the net at large.
But if you can get a relay close enough...
Then we may study their signal as though we were by your side.
Do you have any idea why they're after me?
We've suspicions that it's related to your unusually high sync rate. I don't think I've seen a mind-machine interface work so fast outside of a laboratory.
Aha! So you're a scientist.
I thought it was considered poor netiquette to pry into one's outside life.
Yeah, sorry. Just that this isn't the kind of thing I normally get into.
You feel unsafe and believe that a greater comprehension would alleviate it. I understand perfectly. All you need to know about me is that I'm on your side, Mandela.
You said Cell wasn't out to get me. So why was a Cell agent trying to blow me up?
If he's acting independently of Cell, it means one of two things. Something about your death would benefit him, or he is being compelled to act in such a way.
I hope it's number 2. If we can stop whoever's behind this first, then it means he's got no reason to come after me.
Let us hope.
What is your breaching team going to do? When I reach the systems, I mean.
We aim to rip their memory drives. Cloning them onto another system allows us to perform more destructive analytics.
Plus, the process would wreck their whole system as well. Better hope they haven't got any people connected to the system. Anyone wired's going to find their brains fried and stored in a mem capsule.
Of course, before this takes place, we will secure a back door to the system. That way we will not depend on you as a relay. You will therefore be able to escape once this has been accomplished.
So, the people trying to kill me are working out of an old aerodrome?
Quite so. This air freight business collapsed last year. We suspect it was bought up as a front for this criminal enterprise.
They're storing their data systems in the aerostat? Why don't they just split it up and hide it in the Trance?
Physical security is as much a concern for admins as system integrity. If they suspect someone of getting too close...
They can just take off. Huh. I'll get back to you.
Good luck.
Thanks, Jinsul. It's good to know that you guys aren't doing much field work.
The connection's getting stronger. It must be on the right track.
Yep, almost there.
Where am I? How did I even get here?
Well, you were at work.
Don't you remember? You're at work.
Oh, yeah.
And you're afraid of something.
Oh, shit. Good morning, Mr. Crystal.
He's mad at you, isn't he?
What?
There's something you've forgotten to do in that other room.
I'll just get in there and...
Oh dear, the code's not working. What's the holdup? Can't you do your job properly? Am I going to have to stick you on night duty permanently?
No, sir. I just need to enter the code.
What code is that?
44138. Sir.
Well done. You've passed this inspection.
Thank you, sir.
Dismissed.
You are the soldier of the month. 44138. In the other scenarios, you're basically getting the same thing. You're persuading him to give you the code. It's just that either you're on a beach or on a train. Alrighty then. He can't see me. Guards patrol beneath the aerostat. Apparently they haven't spotted you. And they won't. See? They have no clue what's going on. And I entered the box.
And
Alright, let's get it loaded. Yeah, you know how bitchy the doc gets waiting. Hang on. The measurement's all wrong. What? Addy must have screwed it up. The manifest says it should be showing lighter. Ugh, idiot. Send it back and get him to recheck the weights.
Idiot Addy. I mean, he can't get it right. He's not using his brain. The screen shows the weight on the measuring platform in front of it. Apparently it's holding 51 kilograms at the moment. Okay, and when we step on it, it shows 96 kilos. Now we have to calibrate this box to accommodate our weight. Now what was the... I should have looked at the box. A121. We're gonna find information about A121 in here. A121. There we go. So its net weight is 30 kilos. Remember that platform showing 51 kilos without Tatha on it? It goes to 96, which means Tatha is incredibly underweight at 44 kilos. So we need to compensate for this and just set it to 74, I think, or 75. And because we are not bolts, we have to declare it something else, something more organic. Like transplant human material. That seems pretty organic. Let's hope this works.
here we go again.
Let's see if Addy's got it right this time. Okay, weight's looking good. Try the scanner.
Scans show organic. Same as the manifest.
Fantastic. Get it aboard. Kreisel and the doc want to cast off.
The signal's going crazy. I must be on top of... Huh?
And, we were in the Matrix. What are we doing in our own old place? Eh? Oh, we seem to be still in the Matrix. What the hell is going on, eh? Our room and our world is dissolving. Where am I? Why is my stuff going all staticky and very, very noisy in my head? Well, to be fair, it looks better. It looks a lot roomier. Goodbye, great. You were a great. Oh no, not the foreground. Not the floor. Pillar, you're my only hope.
The simulations exceeded its buffer.
Took her long enough. I think Jinsel did a pretty good job on that one. Why'd you have to get someone like Jinsel involved in it, though?
Because when I asked you to do it, you apparently couldn't keep your thirst for revenge in check. Or should I say Baxter's thirst for revenge. I don't see why you store the targets in your own wiring. It's obviously not good for you.
It's more secure. I suppose Jinsel did their job.
Got her to walk right in the front door. Even packaged and delivered herself. Ha! We have some big plans for you, sister.
This is the place.
So just a little quick recap. Jinsel and Jahilia betrayed us, and they are bastards. And keep in mind what what's her face said. Like, we have big plans for you, sister. Okay, so we don't have to do anything. Tatha pretty much, well, sedated and tricked everyone, so we just walk to the airship. Pretty much. Okay, we got some crates. After being moved from the hangar, it looks like the crates are sealed for transit. No interest in them at all. Just walking on by, no security at all. They are really amateurs. Oh no, a blind guard. Blind guardian. Huh. He really can't see shit. Man, do they do background checks on you guys? I mean, you really are crap at this. Okay, let's just, I don't know. Maybe I should zap him or something. Or, I know that this console controls this cargo door. That's so much fun. That's fun every time. Okay. What else do I have to do in here? Hatch. Not much for now, so let's just mosey on out. Or in. More in. Goggles. Give me them goggles. Thermal goggles. Ooh, that's very bright. So we have 4 areas of interest that are very bright here, but I can't do much with them. You remember seeing a hotspot through the thermal vision underneath here.
What do I look like, a mechanic? That's what I've got Lao for.
Which is a hint, we need Lao for this. Later. It's locked with a password, how quaint. It will still need to be breached before the terminal can be accessed. Can I go through here? The hatch has been locked. Okay. I got a stun gun and some really steampunk goggles. Let's do this.
Stop squirming, will you?
That operator will shoot me down the moment I open the door.
Aha. So we do have to do something in here. But how? Oh, I think I know. No, not here, dum-dum. Maybe. What if we use them here? Aha, there's the guard. The thinness of the steel wall has allowed the thermal outline of the hired heavy to be visible from this side. Can I shock him?
It's thin, but it's not that flimsy. I'm gonna need to find another way of getting through to him.
Quite literally getting through to him. Anything in these crates? Console. I think there was something in here. Yeah, the lockers. Bolt gun. It's no wonder this aerostat's such a heap. They've almost run out of maintenance supplies, more so now that you've helped yourself. Awesome, so we're gonna go and kill that guard, and probably the most gruesome way possible. Here we go!
Ah!
That must not have been nice.
Thank God you're here!
Who are you?
You've got to get me out of here! They kidnapped me 2 weeks ago! I've been forced to conduct research for them in this aerostat.
Research? What kind of research?
Human experimentation. This poor girl. You see that hardware in the corner?
What the hell did you...
The upper level is clear, but I... Oh. Huh.
Gave him a shot in the back. Your problem is, you overcomplicate things.
Still conscious?
That's how the wetware works. You can't rip his memory, though. He isn't wired.
I'm aware, Ms. Vargas. Take his weapon. This is something I've been looking forward to for a long time.
Ugh, no you haven't. Baxter was looking forward to it.
Who are you? What do you want? Well, you two were basically the masked figures that were talking all the time, and you probably stole my embryos. What do you want?
What's that? I can't hear you.
It's quite a powerful paralytic, isn't it? An unfortunate yet necessary part of our mutual friend here's role.
My targets have to be conscious when I pull the contents of their minds. I'd love to rip the Regis clean out of your head as well.
I told you, he's not wired.
I know, but I know what'll really get to him. What's this? An embryo?
Yep, he has our embryos, and I don't think he has the best intentions for him. Technically speaking, he was, you know, your typical terrorist dude, but ever since he ripped Baxter's mind, and since Baxter hated Regis so much, he kind of kept the hatred he harbored for Regis. And, yeah.
It's rather a contentious issue for us, isn't it? Rather a bit of history between us over these little things. Oops. Fragile things, the unborn. Don't worry. Plenty more where that came from. I think this one is going to grow up to be a great success. World leader, Nobel laureate, maybe follow in their father's footsteps. Oops, all gone. Vicky would be so proud, wouldn't she?
Kressel.
After all, you showed her how important those things were. More than anything else in the world, apparently.
Baxter! You seriously need professional help.
Sir, ma'am, Smart Cam feed shows another cell agent just boarded the aerostat. Female, about 1.75 meters.
Huh. Should have known she'd still be after her partner. Commander, prepare to weigh anchor. Kressel, deal with our new cell intruder. Then resolve whatever issues you have with Dr. Regis.
With pleasure. Don't go anywhere. Gotcha!
Wow, nice throw, Chantel. Did I do good, Dr. Max? You did great. I'd better find where Regis went.
Damn, Chantel, you're looking good as a cell agent.
Good work, Chantel. Thanks, Dr. Max. My job will be a lot easier if I can get Central to agree to take you on full time.
Well, she is kind of the mechanical muscle.
Good work, Chantel. Thanks.
Yeah. She is pretty awesome. And I kind of like her very bubbly personality with the very, very awesome strength. Maid. Okay, so I probably need to get in there.
Hey, stop! What the hell's going on in here? Regis!
On the body you find his unusable weapon and the communication gear hooked into his neural wiring. Okay. Can I do something? Oh, I can connect to him.
I've breached their comm system. Now it thinks my traveler's part of their network.
Awesome. So I can talk to other guards? Effectiveness report. The user of a wetware-based incapacitating agent has proven fortuitous. In the course of his work, Mr. Kreisel has found the 414B wetware to be effective at subduing the targets while retaining consciousness, but also acts as a primer for extraction. Choice of wetware, blah, 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 you can read this. So it's basically his research or a blueprint on how to rip people's minds, which is great, you know, awesome.
She's out of it.
The poor girl's unconscious. You're not sure what they were doing to her in this lab, but there have always been rumors about unethical private contractors, or contractors, abducting thralls off the street for research. Somehow, though, this girl's face seems oddly familiar. How you doing, Regis? Regis has been incapacitated. He's conscious, but apparently paralyzed. The number of specialized wetware substances through the room gives you a clue as how they might have done it. It's okay, we can fix him, but we have some time. We can just explore. Locked. Apparently this terminal will take a little breaking before it reveals its secrets to you. It's okay, I'm an expert at this. You just need to put some goo on it and you're in. Dr. Baxter. Dr. Backstabber. Dr. Baxter's body sits slumped in its chair. Apparently the recent victim of a mindjacking attack. He looks a lot more complete than when you last saw him, though. Mindjacker. Even if it weren't for the fact you'd store the image in your wiring, you'd remember this face anywhere after his escape at Animus. For a man about to pulverize someone's head with a claw hammer, he looks remarkably cool and confident, as though this is just a step in a larger plan.
Excuse me?
Hello there.
Hello.
Who are you?
Allow me to introduce myself, my dear. My name is Dr. Baxter. I operate the cataloging station.
Baxter? Dr. Adam Baxter?
I believe so, yes.
Excuse me if this sounds a little rude, but aren't you dead?
How do you mean?
Well, yesterday I was probing your well-preserved remains at a crime scene.
Oh, yes. You're quite right. I was killed, wasn't I? It's strange because I could have sworn I was the one doing it.
Not the blonde man? The mindjacker?
It was definitely him, no doubt about it. One can't exactly commit suicide with a hammer, can they? I'm aware that I was murdered, but I have a surprisingly vivid memory of it.
You remember being murdered?
Not precisely. It's as though it were an out-of-body experience. I have memory of watching the hammer striking from above. My hands, his hands, so bloody. It's all very peculiar, isn't it?
And you see no difficulty between being dead and talking to me?
That is most odd.
Do you know a Dr. Regis?
I know two, in fact. Charles and Viksha. I killed Viksha, didn't I?
So I've heard.
It's very peculiar. I remember that I did it, but I can't recall the deed, nor my feelings on the matter.
You feel nothing?
I know I ought to. An act such as that would be emotionally weighty, but all that remains is an absence. Do give my regards to Charles if you see him, though.
Oh, I will. He's right next to me on the floor. You, your hatred kind of put in there.
Can you remember who killed you?
It was the blonde gentleman, wasn't it? Though I can recall it in the first person, I'm certain it was him.
How so?
He was my only company in the room, and I do not recognize him. I also realize how absurd the idea of my having committed this murder would be.
Do you know why he murdered you?
At first, I don't believe it was to have been a murder. This gentleman had larceny in mind. I recall his feeling so.
Mindjacking. He was stealing the contents of your neural wiring, your brain.
Quite so. I was, after all, a leader in my field in the day. And while my memory was doubtless useful to him, he found something unexpected. A well of motivation, suppressed by years of therapy and technological intervention.
Your anger against Regis.
He took my mind. No doubt he acquired that as well.
How do you feel about Dr. Regis? Charles Regis?
I feel nothing, particularly. I regret his decision to remove the embryos from the program, but...
Nothing else? No anger? No revenge?
None at all.
Maybe it's the influence of the neural governor on your behavior.
By no means. The weight of that cruel apparatus has been lifted.
I guess because you're no longer attached to it.
And yet, I feel nothing that would warrant it.
Pretty much because your anger was taken from you, so you don't feel angry anymore.
Why would anyone want to keep that part of your mind? What use would someone have for your desire for revenge?
Perhaps it isn't a matter of his need as the desire's need. Though suppressed by the governor, my thoughts on the matter were all-consuming. Now they have found a conduit through which they may act.
The Mindjacker isn't in as much control as he'd like to think then. This might sound like a really stupid question, but what's death like?
I can see why this would be a useful matter for scientific curiosity. In my case, I'm afraid it's probably not representative. After all, can I really be said to be dead when my memory, my consciousness lives on?
I suppose all you could remember would be the physical destruction of yourself.
And that, most assuredly, was a great discomfort.
Oh, so dying sucks. Especially when you're being, well, when your head explodes under the weight of a claw hammer.
Thanks for the help.
You are most welcome, my dear.
Cheerio, dead guy. Alrighty then, so time to wake up Regis, maybe. Loaded with some isomeris from the lab. That's exactly what we need. Because we need to remove the paralytic thing.
Oh, my head.
Thanks, Max. Great job saving my ass and everything.
Yeah, and sticking me with an injector. You suddenly a medic?
Just a lucky hunch. You going to fill me in on what's going on here?
Later. Update me on the immediate situation first.
Well, the bad news is I saw someone escape through the hatch at the top of that ladder.
Damn. It sounded like she was one of the ringleaders of this plan.
On the other hand, our newest recruit just made her first caller.
New recruit.
Oh yeah, you're going to love this. Ah, damn it, I don't believe it!
It ran out of charge again, didn't it?
She must have overexerted herself. Damn it! I had him right here!
Whoa, what's happening? The aerostat's taking off.
Where are they taking it?
Doesn't matter. Wherever it is, we need.
You alright, Charlie? I'm not sure how much of that stuff I was supposed to give you.
I'll be fine.
You're in no fit state for any more trouble. Stay down here, try and figure out what they're doing with the girl. I'll find a way to the upper deck.
We'll figure it out. But damn it, Chantel! How much battery life do these guys have? I mean, I imagine they should last for at least a day, but not even 5 minutes? It's locked with a password. How quaint. Yeah, so can we connect to it? Of course. That was easy. Central. Dear Mr. Keach, following surveillance of your net activity and public behavior, it appears that you are working as a paramilitary contractor, without having declared this source of income to the Centralized Revenue and Customs Department. Please complete attached form, or you may be subject to further investigation. Nice to know Central's doing its job. Cobalt 3. Yeah, the aerostat's a floating pile of garbage, but it's safer than the last job. If Doc wants you to fix something, you fix it. Control for the flaps has been wired through the 4 junction points in the lower hallway. That's good to know. We're gonna mess with those really soon. Dear colleagues, cremation and inhumation for Ethan Drummer will take place at the conclusion of the operation. Until then, please limit disruption to duty and acts of remembrance. So someone died. And this is Galatea, the little treacherous bitch. You misunderstand. The aerostat uses non-flammable lifting gas, not inflammable. These two are opposites. The turret, or any other gunfire, will not cause an explosion of the gas. This is elementary school chemistry/English. Please don't give me further reasons to doubt your competence. Okay, so that's another hint for something, but I don't remember what.
Chantel?
Chantel's dead.
I'll see if I can get her up and running again once this is all resolved.
Chantel needs, like, a brand new battery pack. How's it going, Regis?
Hey, Regis.
Yes, Dr. Lau?
You feeling any better?
A little. How did you know to come to my rescue?
I broke their comms channels. Figured I owed it to them. Cracked the bug they put in my system and rode the signals back to theirs.
I'll never be able to figure out how you do these things, Max.
Which guarantees my job security. Can I get an update?
We need to get after the people running this aerostat. And this conspiracy. I'll see what I can do for this girl.
So, Nita Jiang led us to these people. She's helping us find whoever set you up for Baxter's murder, right?
There's that. And... Max, I haven't been completely honest with you.
There's a surprise. Dr. Cryptic has been withholding info.
Ah, cram it, Lau. These people, they took something from me. Embryos fertilized by myself and by Vicky, my wife.
These people stole your embryos? Your kids?
They needed me to get their memory module for them from Vanderwall. And they knew exactly what my price would be.
Wait, they tried to get you to help them?
They forced me, Max. There was no way I could say no. Those embryos, they were all I had left of her. And because of those people, of all this...
I hate to say it, Regis, but I kind of understand.
They asked me to do terrible things for the return of the embryos.
Whether it's because they're linked to Viksha or because you're their father, I don't even want to think of what I'd have done in your position.
The embryos are gone. He destroyed them.
Regis, I'm sorry.
There's nothing left. There's nothing else he can twist me with. All we can do is bring that monster in. For them.
Chantal's really pulling her weight in this job.
It's a shame it couldn't hold down Kressel, the Mindjacker.
Hey, cut her some slack. She took down 2 heavies on the tarmac.
I'm not going to make any promises about taking her on full time.
You're just worried about synthetics stealing your job.
You may as well take this now. You seem to be the maid wrangler.
So, what do we do from here?
Now we know this is where the Mindjacker's operating from.
We need to find out what their plans for all those stolen memories are.
We'd better find out where this aerostat's going too.
The best way of covering all those would be apprehending these people. Nina's led us right to the Mindjacker?
He was the blonde one Chantal took down. I heard him gloat about what he'd done. He stores the target's information within his own wiring until he can offload it.
Looks like he's got quite an operation behind him. I guess it's not surprising he's been robbing synapses all over the world. Gotta be for something more than corporate espionage at this rate. So, the Mindjacker tried to blackmail you because you're on this case?
It's more than that. It sounded personal.
Maybe you've crossed paths before?
No, not with him. But the way he talked, it was like he was out for revenge. Not just that. It's as if he were Baxter looking for revenge.
That's impossible. Baxter's dead for one thing. Maybe he's his son?
No, he's a Mindjacker. When he drained Baxter, he didn't just get information. He got his motivation as well. And it stuck.
Sounds like he got a lot more than he bargained for. So, we've caught up with our Mindjacker. We know that he's apparently ripped dozens of prominent individuals in a number of fields.
Including Baxter, some of whom is apparently stuck. Question is, what's all this setup?
What do they plan on doing with the data they've stolen? Straight neural data's hard to process. That is, unless you've got an AI to read it.
Whatever it is, it must involve this girl.
Who was escaping through the ceiling hatch? It wasn't the Mindjacker, was it?
No, he's the one Chantal caught, briefly. By the sound of it, the Mindjacker's working for her.
His work is part of a larger plan of hers then?
Possibly. She's the one running this lab, for sure.
So, this Kressel guy, the Mindjacker, he killed Baxter?
And by the sound of it, ripped the contents of his mind first.
When I saw Baxter's head, I thought that either his killer really hated him.
Like I would. Or he was covering up evidence of a mindjacking by destroying his brain tissue.
It's a theory. Sounds like we might be able to back it up. Central's gonna be pretty pissed about this. More than usual, I mean.
Is it working again?
Yeah, we fought off the intrusion.
Damn. I was hoping they'd broken it permanently.
Nah, we could handle it. It was a weird attack, though. Like, they knew exactly what they were doing.
Well-trained hackers. Foreign intelligence?
No. Better than that. Like, they were intimately familiar with Central. Then, as sudden as it had started, the attack halted about 18 hours later. Any idea who the thrall in Sconto Blue is?
Not a clue. She must be important to their plan.
Maybe she just wandered into their airfield. A useful test subject for whatever this is.
She was at Cell earlier. She'd been targeted. They must be after her for some reason. I'll do what I can to keep her stable.
Do your best, Regis.
What?
She looks familiar. I can't quite place her, though. I guess I see too many thralls. Dr. Baxter says hi. He seems a lot friendlier than I expected.
What?
Oh, don't panic. It appears he remembers his own ripping. And death. Looks like we can be sure he was the Mindjacker's latest victim. A significant part of his mind state's been offloaded into this system.
But why did you see him? Why is he in there?
They've been ripping minds and reprogramming the data through a memory module. I guess Baxter's the latest and still has the most independent agency. Doesn't sound like he harbors any ill will towards you, though.
Maybe the neural governor? He wouldn't be able to get angry.
Well, he's dead. There's no governor. I think that this ghost of his in the machine doesn't include that part of him.
You mean, this Mindjacker's kept it?
Or just can't get rid of it. Find anything useful yet?
Just a length of cable.
Why would I need a steel cable?
You're the tech, you figure it out. I also picked these up while I was finding my way in.
Now that's more like it.
Where did you get that piece of cable, Regis? I don't remember picking it up.
I'll check in later.
Okay, so thanks for filling my inventory. I definitely need these things.
She's out of it.
Righto. So, we put on the goggles. There we go. And that's where the areas are that we need to destroy. You remember seeing a hotspot.
That's one of the power junctions pulled.
Yep.
That's another done.
And the third?
How many of these things are there?
Just one more.
General alarm. Starboard control services compromised.
Okay, so that was important, I guess. Oh yeah, because we need to pass through there. And this is one of the sections where you can actually get Lau killed, I think.